grade 10s, and welcome to grade 10 Life Sciences. You've made a brilliant choice, and let me tell you why. Life Sciences is an incredibly important subject. It fits in everywhere, and I'll show you. But when you think of life sciences, think of it's the chemistry, it's the biology, it's everything that you want to know about life. What is life? Where does life fit in? So let's go and have a look. And another thing is, it's a 3-year plan. Remember, life sciences now, you're in grade 10. We are aiming to matric. Think of it as a degree. A degree is a 3-year course. This is your 3-year course. You'll end up with a certificate saying you've done brilliantly well in life sciences. And where do we start? In grade 10. Every single lesson, every single year is putting those blocks onto this beautiful house you're building. That's going to be your matric certificate. Okay, what are we going to be doing in this particular lesson? Okay, we're going to find out why you need to understand life sciences. Let's see what we can do. Let's change it to green. Biological knowledge. Why is biological knowledge so important? Remember, we are alive. We are creatures of life. We are not stones. Why is it important? And then the big deal. Everybody says biology is difficult because of terminology. Yes, terminology is important. And I will get you to understand why it is important to use the right terms, because matric, you get marks for exactly the right things. I'll tell you why. Okay, right. Then, what is life sciences? We used to call it biology. When I was at school, it was biology. But now it's called life sciences. And science is the knowledge of something. Okay, how does life on Earth occur? Before we go on to any of those, let me tell you a story. Well, it's not a story, actually, it's a fable. But there's a lot of truth in it. It was this American Indian, Red Indian we would call him, and he was telling an old chief. He was telling the story to the young guy sitting around, and he was saying, you know, his forefathers told him the story because we know they respect the earth. They have eagles, they have totem poles, and the story goes like this. They asked him, why must we take care of nature? And he said, you have animals and you have plants. And the animals all fit in together. Each one was put there by their great gods and their forefathers to protect the world that they lived in. And the same goes for the plants. And the animals all had their place. The snake ate the rat, and the rat ate the grass, and everything was where it should be. And the snake was eaten by the eagles. And then when the eagle died, it fell down, and the small little beetles and bugs broke it down. And it was this beautiful cycle, which I will be explaining to you in the future. The same goes for the plants. The plants pollinize everything. But if you took any of those animals out of this whole cycle, the cycle will not work successfully. And eventually the cycle will break down. The same goes for the plants. But now you have us, the humans. If you took us away, what would happen? Nothing. It would actually just become better. So unless we look after it, we are destroying our own whole space we are in. It won't be any worse off without us. It won't go any backwards. It was fine before us. It'll be fine after us. What we are doing is destroying the planet that we are on and our neighborhood. It's like an hotel. The world built us this beautiful hotel. You go into a hotel room and all the curtains are clean and the carpet's clean and you have your towels and everything, and it's beautiful. But you throw the towels on the floor and you throw the soap on your floor and you leave it a mess and you go away and you go to the next one. Nobody cleans up. The towel doesn't care. The soap doesn't care. But it's going to be such a mess that nobody is going to be able to live there anymore. So what we do in biology is we learn that we really aren't the most important apex species. We are told by the internet that we are, but we aren't. The dinosaurs did well without us. We weren't here. We only came afterwards. And nature put us here actually to try and look after everything, but we are just destroying. Not all of us, but many of us do think we are the greater of all the species on the planet. And in biology or life sciences, I will be teaching you how the life sciences is the science of life. How do we keep life going so that we can fit into it properly? And another thing that I want you to think about and contemplate, which you also haven't done. We think we are the epic and the be-all. And we will be doing chemistry and the photosynthesis and how everything was put together that we can just use. And we don't think that there could be something that's out there that we don't know and that we're not appreciating. And I'm not preaching religion in any way. But if you do, that's also good. Think of an ant. Go back to our circle. An ant is busy. An ant works. It brings in leaves. It puts them under the ground and cleans up where it's been working. But an ant has no knowledge of technology. An ant has no knowledge of the internet. The ant isn't even really aware of us. Does that make us not here? No. And we can be, if we go back, like the ant. Just because the ant has no knowledge of us, it's the same for us. We might not have any knowledge of something higher up. And we need to learn, because the more we learn about what is out there, the more we learn about the viruses, the more we can get into what's up there. It's like this ant becoming more aware of us. The more we learn, the more we have, the more we can go out. Elon Musk can't go to the moon. He can't go to Mars. If he didn't know what was out there, and how does he know? Because of knowledge of science and biology. So let's get back to this. How life on earth occurs. Life. What is life? You must be able to eat and metabolize and breathe and respond to nature. All of those. And you must be able to grow. You must be able to reproduce. That's life. But where does it start? What makes it go? Okay, that's what we will explain. The principles of life. Principles of life is what needs to be in place for something else to take place. You need oxygen for us to breathe. You need carbon dioxide for plants to photosynthesize. Certain things that need to be there to make life as we know it go on. Interconnected systems. That would be your systems even in an organism or in place in just on the whole planet itself. How water, which is your hydrosphere, interconnects to the lithosphere, which is the ground, which interconnects to the atmosphere, which is the air, which makes all of this the biosphere. And if we don't maintain a stable balance in the biosphere, too much carbon dioxide and we die. Too little oxygen and something else dies. Too much oxygen and a fire gets flamed up. So we need to know the stable balance. So if we look at this now, why? The knowledge and understanding. Knowledge means we need to know the basics. Knowledge of elements. Hydrogen, oxygen, how they work, what they look like, how they have chemical reactions, and understand that if you put oxygen to lithium or you put oxygen to anything like sodium, you cause oxidation and it can burn. This is using your knowledge for understanding to improve the planet we're on. We also learn certain skills, scientific investigations. Now, this is incredibly important. How do we know everything we know? Because people wrote it down. We quote Plato. He wrote it down. We say Archimedes discovered the wheel that turned. We say Newton wrote down laws. He wrote them down in a way that we can now understand them. He didn't scribble them on a piece of paper in a random way. And that's what we teach you in biology. Or in life sciences, we teach you the skills so that if you see something that you think might be important, you can write it down so that somebody else can repeat this experiment. Scientific investigations, how to make sure that an investigation that you are doing is reliable, has the necessary variants to it, is valuable. Things like that is very important. We teach you how to draw line graphs, which means they can give you, we've seen now with the virus, that in April we had so many deaths, and then the next time we have so many deaths. And you can draw your little line graph, and it says we have more people. Or then what do they mean by flattening the curve? They want it to go straight and then possibly, hopefully down. How many number of people dying, and then the month here, right? And we want it to go down. We teach you that life skill, a skill of life. Okay, how we do that? Tables. You have a table, and on Monday we had 2 that died, and on Tuesday we had 3, and on Thursday we had only 1. So it's going down. That is what we do in the scientific skills. You need to know that in biology. Okay, why biology is important in society, the roles, food, how to make food. If you are in the food technology, the food that you make, I mean, the things, if you look at a box and it'll say you have protein and energy and salts and the numbers at the back of a box, that we need to find out and write it down. They say read the labels. How will you know the labels if you don't know the roles that it plays in society? Make sure it's gluten-free. Things like that. That's why the knowledge of life science is important in science. Now, if we look at biology as we know it, how does it fit into everything? Okay, let's look at the first ones we do. Respiration, breathing. That's what we do to get energy. Photosynthesis, the making of the plants. Once you understand that, it goes into the field of biochemistry, where you have all the chemical reactions, which then links onto chemistry itself. Here, you have certain reactions. If you're even running a farm, and you have bioeconomics, where you have farms, and to see if it's worth it, it comes into economics. Data analysis, that's what I'm saying. You get data, you analyze it like in your viruses. Biometry. Biometry is actually fingerprinting. So they have to, biometrics. You go and it's fingerprinting, and you can get into doors with your eyes or your fingers, and it goes into maths to work out how many people are allowed. Muscles and bones. Your physics, how to use occupational therapy, which goes into physics. Then distribution of organisms, how many organisms and certain things. Biogeography, which part of the planet you find certain organisms and where they live and why they shouldn't be or should be there, which goes on to geography. The next one is just our fields of biology. You can go in once you've done your biology. You can do molecular biology. That's just the cell. Environmental, we've discussed it. You can do what to do, how to look after environment, deforestation, things like that. Marine, looking after the sharks. Freshwater, making sure the fishes work. Parasitology, that's a big thing. Parasites, killing people, killing things. Human biology, obviously the whole bloods and the hearts and the lungs, keeping people healthy. Medical. Social biology, how to keep people socially distanced and how to keep them healthy in pandemics and things. Biotechnology is the use of biological things to make technology work, like developing of antibiotics. That's biotechnology. Biochemistry, we mentioned, that's part of your photosynthesis. That is what biology can do. And the last bit that is important that I want you to take notice of are words you will get in a test. These words will come up in a test and it'll say, categorize the following. And if you don't know what categorize means, how will you be able to answer the question? And as we go through the lessons, every lesson I will tell you that this is an important word. This is how you answer questions. So, categorize. It means group or organize according to similarities of differences and the differences. You'll get that. Compare. State the similarities and differences. So you'll say this one versus this one. Differentiate is use the differences. Then define, explain the meaning of the word. Please stop the video here. Write down these words. Get yourself a book. I honestly suggest this is a good plan. Get yourself a book and say words to remember or definitions. Stop, write them down, and go on. Okay, some more. Describe, write down in detail, and then see how many marks, and that's how many detail notes you need to give. Flow diagram. Now, explaining flow diagram will be this goes to this, goes to this, and you will write your flow diagram down. Okay, give an example of easy to understand. That one, label, how to label. As I go through the lessons, I'll explain to you how to label things because there are certain ways of labeling. And if you label it incorrectly, you won't be able to give it to the next person who wants to repeat the experiment. See, we are all aiming and bettering what we are. So the information I'm giving you, you need to use and broaden. That's what I'm doing. I'm not wanting you to just to know what I give you. I'm giving you information and I'm making you think of something out there by using this information. And name will be basically to identify. And then your last one is rearrange. Makes sense. Select. You get questions where you have an A and a B and you've got to pick the right one which corresponds to the question. Solve. Find out which one is the best linked or what is the problem. And tabulate, which I have discussed before. Right, so this is my introduction to life sciences. Our next section, we start literally from the bottom. What is an atom? How do they fit together to make us? Hope you're going to stay the whole lesson or the whole modules and all of it with me. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for listening. Bye.